We bite. Well, I'm bite. What's up, y'all? Fishy Biz back in the place to be. I know the camera angle is all jacked. Pull it back, pull it back, pull it back. What's up, y'all? I really don't have like a I really don't have like a chair small enough for me, as big as I am to sit on, and my 40-gallon is on the ground. So I'm on my son's little Mickey Mouse beanbag. I'm crushing it. That's what it usually look like. It's kind of fun. What's up, y'all? Thank you for coming through. Peplin Creek Aquatics. Thanks for coming through. Salty Reef. Thank you for coming through. FRF. Oh no. Anthony's Fish Friends. Thank you. Pestatics. Thank you. Pestatics hit me up and was like, yo, you going live or what? What you been up to? I was like, you know what? I'm going to jump on, baby. I'm going to jump on. Chad. Double C. Thanks for coming through. Yo, it has been a wild ride, to say the least, with everything that's going on. Big Tank Hank made it in, man. Thanks for coming through, man. I dig your stuff, man. I'm glad. Welcome to the community. You've probably been in for a minute now, but I'm going to say welcome. So thanks for coming through, Big Tank Hank. So, yeah, man. Just everything that's going on, man, with the COVID virus and shutting school down, inadvertently, teaching from the house. We got the civic unrest going around, man. And, with stuff starting to open up slowly but surely, it's still a lot of stuff going on out there, man. So I'm glad to see everybody. I'm hoping everybody is healthy and happy, man, and taking it easy. So I'm glad I could jump back on here with you all. But I got my fish floating. They've been floating for a little minute, though. I just kind of opened it up and put a little of my water in the bags there and make sure they get acclimated. But I'm going to release them in a minute, let you know what's been going on. So look, my 75-gallon up top has had it's been it's been going through a lot of stuff. You would think you would have more time to do everything. Thirsty Rabbit, good day, mate. Thanks for coming through, man. Appreciate you for coming through. So yeah, I've been going through some stuff. I've had 2 clownfish die on me, and they're pretty hardy. And I never really have had clownfish die on me since I've had them. So, and I know they can get huge. So wasn't too sure what was going on with it. I made sure I did my water changes. I add some more filtration. So right now on the 75-gallon, I've got 2 350 penguins on there, and I have 3 sponge filters going on in there. And so with the minuses of my sulfur head, my big sulfur head ended up going, and he was looking pretty raggedy. He was getting beat up. I had to get rid of my Mbuna. Found out they were the culprits. Those 2 Mbuna that I had from the classroom, they had to get out of there. So with them gone, seems like everybody's doing a little bit better. So there we go there. And then after the Mbuna left, my big Taiwan mix, you see him right here. I took him out of the game. He was the one picking on everybody, chasing everybody around. He had all the fish on one side of the 75-gallon. That's a pretty big tank for you to have every last fish on one side, and you took up the whole second half. So you must be a beast. And he looks like he's trying to terrorize my new fish about to come in. So I am going to see what happens when we go ahead and put them in here. But what I decided to do was kind of make it like, and if you guys want to chime in on your best practices when adding fish, that'd be fine. But my 40 gallons been established. I had only those 2 Mbuna in there. The second half of my video, if you looked at my last video, Fishy Biz, where the dollar's at, I was able to sell 25 of my fry and my big Mbuna, and to both the LFSs that I sell to, and left my 40 gallon open. So when he was tank bossing, which he's still trying to do here, I put him down here by himself, give him a little time out. But they had a sale, and I went out to Lake St. Louis and went to a spot called Petland. I've done a video there before, and another video is going to come. They had a large amount of cichlids, and to the point to where they were giving them 50% off, buy 2 get 1 free. And they also had a pretty good deal, which was any cichlid that you buy, you can pick a cichlid out of this tank for 99 cents. And so they were all colored down in that tank. And so I picked a couple that I thought probably might have some color on them. And I picked this guy here, which looks like it has some red empress in them. And I picked this fire hap out of there. So I definitely saw the markings on it and saw it was a fire hap. So a fire hap for 99 cents, especially that size, you really can't beat. So I grabbed another OB because I need to have some more OB, because my OB tank, my 60 gallon, after getting rid of about 25 of those OBs, and then I got rid of another 6 to another partner of mine, is starting to look a little slim. So if you're looking at the 60 gallon, you'll notice that I saved that pretty OB there. That's going to be my champion. I saved her. I've got a red shoulder hybrid in there. I've got a fire hap in there. And these little ones are actually lockjaws, baby, from the 10 gallon. And the ruby red German from the 10 gallon. So we will look at that. And I got a holder in there out of all those juveniles. I thought she was a little too young to be holding, but she's definitely holding. This was some old food that was in that breeder box when I stuck her in there, but I wanted to get her out of there pretty fast. So I've got some orange blazes on some of these little German strands. So we'll see what they'll grow up to look like. So we're keeping an eye on them. So, usually when I add fish, I try to change the decor. I try to dim the light and just kind of try to release them under pretense, so they don't get picked on as soon. So what I've done is this tank is completely empty except for the 2 sponge filters. And I've got a 350 penguin on the back of that too. So hang on the back. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and add the old bridge back in there. And I'm gonna add in these 2 pots and put them on the corner. I'm gonna get this bubbler over here started. No, that one's already started. This bubbler over here started, and move that off to the side. Put one of those pots behind it so one of the smaller ones can kind of just dip in there if they have to. And we'll see how much of a butthead he is. These bigger guys, I picked them. They were probably the most aggressive in a tank full of, it had to have been about maybe 40 some odd fish in there, about 40 some odd fish in there, if not more. So we're going to see what happens. So it's time to release them. Let's go ahead and do it. Now, I'll try to distract the big guy with a little food, but I am going to do that after I add ornaments here. I'm going to attach this bubbler first. Sometimes you just really want the sponge filter to just connect to your line without taking off your little plastic piece, but I always end up having to take off the plastic piece. And then sometimes I forget to put the plastic piece on the line, and then I got to detach it again, put the plastic piece through it. So now that's on there. Plastic piece goes back on, and the line came off. So we got to do it again. Thirsty Rabbit says live action. Right. We live, baby. Yeah. Now I have it on, and then guess what? I did it. I just talked about doing it, and I did it again. Forgot to put the plastic piece through the damn thing. Yeah, I did not get an opportunity to teach summer school this year, which will be my first year in my 14 years of teaching that I've ever missed a summer. And it's so weird because if I'm not teaching, I'm usually traveling. And due to everything that's been going on, there's been none of that. And so I've been sitting here looking crazy. All right, so now we have the bubbler attached. I got my pot. Put my pot back here. Is that light too bright? Can you guys see things? Should I dim it a little bit? Yay or nay? How's that? That a little bit better? Looks a little bit better to me. What about y'all? Y'all good with that? Okay. Now that I got that, we'll throw my bridge in. Do it catacorn, just like that. And then I'm gonna throw my other pot in. I'm probably gonna face it this way. Put this in here. And don't be scared now, big guy. I'll move this bubbler a little bit over here, more toward the corner there. And I guess what I normally do is I try not to mix water. I try not to mix the LFS water with my tank water. And sometimes I just kind of grab them out. But if anybody's new watching, which I doubt, but you never know, I try not to handle my fish with my hands that much because I don't want to mess up their slime coat. So I'll get a baby net and net it out. I think I'll just do that this time. See if I can entice the big fella with a little food. See if he goes for it. Seems uninterested. Check my net. Let's go with the fire hap. It's one of the bigger out of the lot. Oh, you might just hop up on out there, huh? Go for what you know. Don't go back in the. Why would you go back in the bag? They double bagged it, so. This is still my water. So he's in. Don't have my bucket. All right. She is right there. I meant to put on some release music to see what we got. You know, I'm a St. Louis boy, so of course I'm gonna put on a little Nelly.
They needed us to build. We built.
Well, it ain't the instrumental, but I ain't monetized either, so whatever. All right, let's go with the next one. Let's get the OB in there. All right, we got some fighters in there. There you go. All right. Well, this guy looked like colored up a little bit. I don't know. Looks like it could be like a Eureka Red strain. Oh, it's got some red in it. There we go. And I'm gonna have to wait till this one colors up. I'm not sure. Go, kid. Come on, you're going to the big show. Come on, kid. There we go. Gotta make sure I don't get attached to but it keeps on bringing me back that gotta know I hit you last night. I was on the way you ready to go. Shake it off, shake it off. All right, there we go. Chad says, nice tactics, appreciate it. I'm a net and bucket kind of person. That's what's up. Normally, and I think if I would have had some more, I probably would have did that too. Chad. But I kind of just, for the sake of getting them in here, wanted to see. I'm gonna throw on the brights and see if it looks if we can see any colors on them, and it looks like they're coloring up. And OB is popping there. And this one here looks really good. That may be a male. Maybe a male fire hat. I'm looking for the points on the anal fins. I believe that's a male also. If you can't see this little one really well, has a orange front tip on the forehead, sulfur head, like a sulfur head, and possibly is sulfur head with blue iridescent cheek pattern on the sides of his mouth. And then we have this guy here. It's got like a yellow belly with a bluish face. So I have to figure him out. OB looked like found a little spot there. So far so good. I think all in all it was a success. So these guys, we'll be watching these guys and see how well they do, and then probably go from there, man. But yeah, those are my my new add-ins. Now I kind of took this tank. My plans for it until he started being a butthead was to turn it into my new breeding tank, because I needed to replenish my OBs. So my orange and blue OB still needs to sire some fry. And that would be the big guy there in the back behind that. Not sure if you guys can see him well. So I was going to stick him down here with a Dragon Blood female and a couple of these Fire Eye female peacocks, and see what we can get. We got a couple of OB female peacocks that look like they've got a little color on them, and see what we can get from there. So yeah, there it is. Let me go get my chair so I can sit up. Talk amongst yourselves. Moving a little slow. Let's see what we got. Alicia, I see you. Thanks for dropping in. Stick with me on if this goes off. it's just gonna go off. I think I showed you what I was trying to show you, but I did want to see how everybody was doing. Yeah, this thing is moving choppy. IVM's good. I like that. Snails have taken over my planet tank. I'm just looking at it. I put some guppies in there. Of course, they had babies. Oh, crap. Chad, yeah, this lag is terrible. Been fighting to get this Wi-Fi together. I wonder if I take it.